Hey, we got a sin in the deep. It's called What Up Doe. What Up Doe? What Up Doe?
Boy, get this money. Would you? What's up and get this money? Boy, get this money. Would you? Get this money. This money.
Oh, welcome to let me slow down. This nigga gonna pop the bottle right there.
Bro, you like a drunk, bro. Like you look like a real fucking drunk. I wasn't gonna say, bro, it's a hat, and then like, what if somebody else wanted some? Like you ain't shit. You drinking right out the neck.
Well, don't liquor kill germs, huh?
No, not your lips, but come on.
Anyway, this how we start off. You know what I mean? What up, though? Welcome to the award-winning, John Mason award-winning podcast. It's your main man, Dice Clark.
What up, though? What up, though? This is Gino, a.k.a. Knowledge, a.k.a. Farrakhan Jr., a.k.a. Kawan in the building. And I'd like to say, first of all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Go ahead.
Amen.
You always add on some extra shit. You said Most High, ain't that you got AKA? What up, though? Y'all just turned on AKA Tootie's son. And for some reason, I can't drink a pint of Hennessy without motherfuckers trying to crack a joke.
What up, though? What up, though? It's your homeboy Ted Skills, Bruce Wayne to the game. Let's get it. Feels better and don't drink out the neck. Shit.
That's y'all see. Well, y'all can't see yet, but it's not just us, so y'all can't get a full circus today because we do have some special guests in the building, two young ladies. We're going to pop it right over to them and let them introduce themselves, starting with you first.
Me?
Yes.
All right, y'all. What's up? Okay, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I truly appreciate it. Wow. I am Ivy Nicole. What all do you want to know?
Just introduction first.
Okay. I'm Ivy Nicole. I'm a social worker. I'm the founder of She Evolves. Let's have girl talk.
Do you have a social media page?
Yeah, I got a social media page. Everything is Ivy Nicole across the board, and so it's IvyNichole. My page is wide open, so you can tap in with me on Facebook.
So you don't got nothing to hide.
Wide open,
except for
the next.
Relationships, right?
Yeah, we ain't talking about that.
Then next we going over to our next special guest.
Hey, Detroit. What up, dog? It's Stephanie Coney. I'm the owner and founder of London Consulting and Insurance Firm. And I'm also the host of Beauty in the D that airs every Saturday on WJZZ Cool TV.
You got one of them voices for real. I was like, damn.
That radio voice. Hey, you came hard with that radio voice.
What up, though?
Yeah. So let me ask you a quick question. Now, is that life insurance? Because I got a couple homeboys I want to put life insurance on. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to talk offline. Yeah, I do everything from workers' comp to general liability. I insure distressed properties, vacant lands. I work with a lot of investors. I'm also the first vice president for the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. So that's
wow. It's safe to say you the plug.
I wouldn't say that.
You the plug.
Yeah.
But I might know the
plug. Well, I'm sitting next to him, and you have your option, my right or left. So listen, hey, shout out to Natasha Lee who joining in. Thank you, baby. We gonna try to have a blessed day. Glad you watching. And everybody else who tuning in, make sure y'all push the share button. Y'all can go to YouTube and follow us as well and subscribe. And that's What Up Doe W.U.D on YouTube. Push the subscribe button, and you can watch us from either platform, Facebook or YouTube. And at the top, we do have the number if you want to call in. If you have any questions for us, have any questions for these two young ladies, once you hear their stories and what they have going on to offer, y'all can call in and ask anything y'all want. You already know that. But keep it at a minimum because we are live and only have an hour. So with that being said, I want to jump right back and we're going to all ask each one of you a question real quick before we jump into our topic. But Ms. Ivy, can you share with the people again, your platform and some of the things you do and what you have coming up real quick?
All right. So again, I am Ivy Nicole. I am a social worker. I am dedicated to mental health all across the board because you can't talk about anything without discussing mental health. Um, as of right now, it is Mother's Day is approaching, and it is getting warm. So you know what warm weather means in Detroit. You know, you need to get real, right?
Yeah, we waiting on it. Us four up here. We waiting on the weather to break.
Right, right. So when the weather break, it gets lit out there. That's all I gotta say. So this is our third annual Mother's Day event. I'm having it at Church of the Messiah. And this is a different type of Mother's Day event. It is to honor and celebrate the mothers who have lost their children to gun violence.
And
Okay.
super producer gonna put it up on the
Okay.
screen so they can see it. You can continue talking to them, be able to see the flyer, telling them about it. So
Okay. So again, I often wonder, like, what do mothers do on Mother's Day that have lost their children? Um, Again, this is a third annual. This is a preceptor to the Silence the Violence March. So this is year number 18 for Church of the Messiah, where they hit the streets and they honor the innocent victims of gun violence. But throughout the year, they're in Lansing, they're talking to legislation, they're at the table building policies, making sure that laws are being passed. On behalf of senseless gun violence and being able to just kind of hit the street. I am an advocate. I have no problem taking off the heels and going knocking on doors. I'm actually working with a young lady right now. We have not went out yet this year, but we will. Her son was murdered. I think it was about 3 years ago. Christian Jordan. He was murdered and his body was left on Trix Elementary School property.
how old was
He was, I believe he was 22, 23 years
he? Young
old.
brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prayers out to that family.
According to the mother, he had left out and he was walking to his grandmother's house and he never made it.
Wow.
And I got a text message from her maybe a week or so later, and all it said was my son was murdered.
Wow. So do you think that was like a robbery or was he into it with someone? Like what do you think was going on?
We don't know.
Oh wow.
We have been out there knocking on doors, passing out flyers. I have gotten a lot of support from the community, but I am still asking for more support because we will continue to go out. Because this is therapeutic for her too. Because she want to be able to say, I did something to find my son's killer.
What do you think we can do as a community, as a village, to kind of direct kids from the violence? Because there's so much of it, and it seems like it's like they think they're playing a video game or something. You know what I'm saying? They think that they can go out, kill, shoot, and like nothing is gonna happen to them. And then like when they go to court, a lot of times you see them passing out, falling out. Like a life sentence is not attached to what it is they're doing. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? How could we bring change to our youth?
In all honesty, when you're talking about youth, these are like young adults, that are out here committing these senseless crimes. And whether people want to talk about it or believe it or not, for real, mental illness is a real thing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of individuals that's undiagnosed. So you have a young man just walking down the street, schizoaffective or schizophrenic, and walk up to someone, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, and there's a life.
Not to cut you off. My young man I helped raise, Edgar Jr. was killed. Was it 2 years ago? He was trying to help break up a domestic incident. He saw a guy jumping on his girlfriend. So sure, he broke it up, tried to break it up, and then he got shot in the back, and they killed him. I knew him since he was a baby. that hit his mother. They never found. Well, they brought the guy to charges. They brought him up on the charges. The guy who shot him, so they say. But then somehow he got off on a technicality, which I don't know how that possibly happened. But his mother is really dealing with my daughter's mother. Is really dealing with that, man. That's a real hard thing to do to child. You know what I'm saying? So,
And shout out to that family for sure.
Camille.
What you want to?
No, I was going to ask you. So, with you, dealing with this and being an advocate against gun violence with our youth and everything, what is it most that you have come in like contact with or to find in this problem? Is it more so young men without fathers, or is it young men being raised by mothers?
I can't really say it's either one, because it just depends on the environment as a whole. Because you can have both parents in the home, but it doesn't necessarily mean that both parents are stable, right? Just because you're present. You can be raised by, a single mother and come out great, whereas someone down the street can be raised by a single mother and end up in compromising situations. So I don't really necessarily think it's because you have to look at every individual case and determine it like that.
I agree.
I should say.
Well, but I say you stand a better chance if you have mother and father together. Fathers are being overlooked to me. Fathers really, black fathers, black men should be a pivotal point in the family. Should be something that's not that's optional. That should not just be something that is overlooked. And I think that when you have a strong father in the home, things can still happen. We're not saying that, but fathers are definitely a deterrent if they're the right type of a father.
I think,
and that's my opinion on that.
I think a major problem in the black community. A lot of times we don't stick together, in relationships, but it's real important for us to co-parent. Like we don't know how to co-parent when we're not in a relationship with each other no more. And that's, you have to put the kids first. And a lot of times parents go their separate ways and it's like the kids is really raising themselves. And, I wish us as black people would just pull together and, do better in the co-parenting area.
Stephanie, you had a comment about this situation? I mean, I know which insurance are you involved in first and foremost?
All insurance.
So that kind of piggybacks on this kind of topic because a lot of people don't have insurance, life insurance on their kids, on themselves. And then when a situation like this occurs, they can't even bury the person or things of that sort. So what's your intake on that?
My take on it is, first and foremost, insurance is really what helped sustain this country during the Great Depression. A lot of people don't know that. It was people who had those whole life insurance policies that built cash value. And the same is for today. We're just behind, we're just behind on jumping on top of this. It's the best way to build generational wealth. Why? Because it's the one thing that Uncle Sam haven't figured out how to tax. So why aren't we taking advantage of that? I can't tell you how many, sad to say, one of my best girlfriends lost her son to violence. He was murdered on 6 Mile, across the street from Teresa's. And
Slim?
that.
What's his name? You remember?
Yeah, I'm not going.
Okay, I think I know you're talking about. Depends on which year, but go ahead. So many people get killed.
Right. So, but the point is that there was no life insurance on this young man. But we, the type of neighborhood I came from, I'm from the number streets. We got together and we made it. It
Shout
was
out to
fabulous.
Reedy, rest in peace.
Shout out to Reedy, rest in peace. Do say. But yeah, so we did what we had to do. But the point is, for the money that we spend, that we blow, whether it's going on out to eat or whatever, you can get you a life insurance policy. And let's not look at just the morbid side of it, of burying somebody. It can build you some cash value. It's plenty of times I didn't have to borrow off my policy, whether it was to take a trip or whatever it was.
Right.
It was there for me to do it.
So explain to us. So explain to us then. You know what I'm saying? Like what a good policy could do for a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I think a lot of people don't understand what life insurance actually means. Like when you say you can build cash value, you can build wealth. They don't understand that. So you got the time now. Please tell us. Give me an example of what a great policy could do for.
Also, why do you think black people are so afraid to pull a life insurance and a life insurance policy out on your loved one? Why we don't do that?
Before you answer both questions, I want you to answer both. But for the viewers who are watching the tapping in, I apologize. I jumped a little ahead of myself, but explain to them your name, what you do, and all that before we move forward with those questions.
Okay, so again, my name is Stephanie Coney. I am the owner of London Consulting and Insurance Firm. The name London derived from Lloyd's of London because that was the first insurance company ever in the world. And then secondly, that's my daughter, so I'm building a legacy as well.
Amen.
My office is located in Southwest Detroit. I'm on the corner of Livernois and Michigan, right where Mexican Town begins. I'm inside the Latino Press building, and I offer pretty much all facets of insurance, whether we're talking general liability, whether we're talking rental properties, home and auto insurance. I refer that over to my team. I don't have time to do that. But any and everything else.
What about worker comp?
Like I do workers comp. I work with several major carriers: Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Humana, Gerber, Aflac. Yeah. But to go into, I think it was your question on the end, and I work back my way to you. Your question on the end, why don't black people take out life insurance policies? I think it's various different reasons. It could be linked to why we have such low financial literacy rate altogether. We're not very good savers. Many of us are renting. We're paying prices in rent when we should be owning.
Yeah.
And then to go into your question about what are the different types of life insurance, I'll break that down in real quick in 60 seconds. You have two types of insurance. It's whole life and there's term. Whole life is like owning the home, because like your home, when you own it, you're building equity. With the whole life insurance, when you own it, you're building equity. It's going to pay you dividends and or interest. Term insurance is for a specified amount of time. That's why it's called term. It could be a 10-year term, a 20-year term, a 30-year term. That's renting, because when the term is up, the insurance is up. So if you outlive that term, and I have had several clients who have done it, I'm like, girl, just pay the extra couple dollars and go. Now you still here, thankfully, you still here, but you've outlived the term. Now you're older. Life insurance is based on your age, and now you got some health conditions. You're on high blood pressure medicine now. You're on cholesterol medicine now. Takes the rate up.
So whole insurance. What do you say against term insurance?
Whole life.
So whole life is much better than term.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's much better, because it depends on what your specific goals are. Now, I have several. Why? Because I'm a single parent. I have a minor. If something happened to me right now, I have goals for my daughter. I would like her to finish college. I would like her to maintain her lifestyle that she's become accustomed to. But after that, I don't feel like I need all of that much life insurance. I need some to get her through, but I am teaching her that, she can build her own legacy. And then last but not least, there's what's called an IUL, and people are talking about it.
Somebody just asked a question on that too.
Yeah. Like
they said, does she help guide with that?
Yeah. So what IUL stands for is Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Yep. And that builds cash value as well. But the way that it builds cash value is based off what the S&P 500 market is doing.
And what is that? What is that?
I'm sorry. It's based off the stock market.
Okay. Yeah, that would be something I would probably be interested in.
But yeah. So if you're a boss, if you truly are an entrepreneur, you don't have an HR department, IUL is where you want to go.
Where he's going.
It's flexible. You can say, you know what, Steph, this is my budget. I want to put $200 in here a month. But then let's say you have a good quarter. You're like, you know what, I did really well. Whatever it is that you do, you know what, Steph, I want to just throw an extra $1,500 in there and let that stack up.
I see so many of our people they have the bare minimum, burial insurance type shit.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but yeah. I used to work this job, and of course it was a Caucasian guy. He lost his dad, and his father left him a $2 million policy. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. And money don't replace a parent for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it helps out. You know what I'm saying? Because my father had pretty much bare minimum insurance when he passed, and I kind of watched my mother struggle. It's just luckily like she had great kids, and we pulled together and stepped up to the plate. But the point I'm trying to make, I asked the guy, what are you gonna do with the money? And he basically was saying, well, I'm gonna go get a $4 million policy for my son, and I might buy this, but I'm gonna keep passing it down and let it keep growing. And I feel like us as Black people, we don't do that. It, like you said, it creates generational wealth. One thing in life, we gonna leave this place, and we got to capitalize on that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. Go ahead.
You had a question.
So yeah, my question is probably what most of the viewers in Detroit want to know about, because your office is based in Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Auto insurance, right? It's killing Detroiters. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it's almost done purposely. Already in Michigan, auto insurance is high. Now you got it to where like you got Michigan is the highest in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Detroit within Michigan that's higher than any other city in Michigan. Yeah, Detroit and Flint, and those are highest. We know the more predominantly Black cities, right, in Michigan and in the country. So now you have it to where the insurance, let's just say for the average car, right, $800 for a Detroiter a month. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that they can't afford that insurance, it's almost like a trap. You see what I'm saying? So what can what I'm saying? What's your
who in the fuck pay $800 a month insurance?
And stop stealing people's cars. That's what make the insurance, because you be out here stealing people's cars.
Score too.
If you start stealing people's cars, it's because of the crime. It's because it's the crime rate. You fucking the crime rate up. You look like a car thief.
No, I'm gonna let them finish. This is what happens every Sunday. Right?
You don't be saying the right shit.
I'm
what is your credit score too?
Now, a car don't be like $500-$600 a month, but shit is still high.
So hold on, no, I'm gonna finish because I have to do this to them. Okay. They like kids, right?
Oh my God!
So now
you a baby. If we're a kid, you a baby. So go ahead. We questioning that shit right about now. We really questioning it, but go ahead.
So like I'm gonna keep going. So being an advocate for my people, now of course, $800 is extreme, but $600, okay, $200 less.
Shit, that's
for
a lot.
The kids that don't know. Oh, now it's a lot. But anyway, what is the answer? Like, what can we do as a city or even as a state to get this lowered?
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is where
Go to land.
how the song go, foop, 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 boots on the ground. This is where the boots on the ground come in at. Like she said, we need to go to Lansing. We need to challenge. We got an election coming up. We need to challenge these people that's running for office and say, look, what can you do to help us with insurance? Because it's not just the car, even though the car is off the chain. It's the homeowner's insurance. I got clients whose insurance is more than the damn car note.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I got people who own a house free and clear, but the insurance is off the chain. I got investors who got money, who are buying properties, distressed properties, and wanting to fix them up or flip them. But the insurance is so high.
My homeowner's insurance is high.
It makes it difficult.
Well, that's because where you stay too.
And then honestly, that was amazing. And that was a great question, Gino. I'll take my hat off to you on that. I mean, we definitely need to do something as a community to lower that insurance, man.
Yeah, and that's all I was saying, because I know what it takes, you know what I'm saying, for us to get these policies passed, but it's just been so long. Like you were saying earlier, we got to stick together enough. We got elections coming up, right?
Right.
So our local leaders, you know what I'm saying, we got a few that we advocating for. One is Fire Chief James Harris, other one being Roy McAllister. And we have to make sure these policies are getting paid attention to.
Well, with the insurance, I know it's not city, that's state. So that's why you got to go to Lansing. The problem is And we all know when it comes to our people, we cry about something all day long. But when it's time to come together to correct it, that's where we lose at. And already you talking about going up to Lansing, that turned away half of the people.
Right.
Because they like, well, go all the way up to Lansing, but
Right.
they'll cry about it, but they don't want to do nothing about
Exactly.
What the white people did, they went up, didn't they go up there with
Yeah,
their
they can't-
weapons?
they-
Didn't they like we? And that's not even a major issue to
No,
me. Well, not for
But
me.
with us, you
We
know,
just
it's sad
talk.
to say.
We all talkers.
We all talk. We want to do is march, talk, cry,
Yeah.
record,
I agree.
and that's it. But when it's time for unity, they want to cry about that we don't have no unity, but ain't nobody making no changes for the unity.
Yeah.
So my thing is, and that's why I try not to speak on that, because I get tired of people always crying about something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more about a solution
Action.
more than keep on talking about it,
Mhm.
marching about it. That don't make no changes. And I thank God for never putting me in a position to where if I have to be the first example to lead our black people when something wrong come my way, especially with police killing or anything like that, trust and believe it ain't gonna be no talking.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I pray to God that God put you in position to be that leader. You know what I'm saying? Because we need strong people. I think that's what's wrong with our race. And when they killed off our leaders,
Yes.
that's when we fell off. You know what I'm saying? So like we need to get back to that. We need nowadays it's like we crabs in a barrel though. Like nobody don't want that like certain people to leave.
Leave,
But
they
I think you would make a great leader.
Oh, thank you,
and
man.
I agree,
Appreciate that.
Tez. I agree because most of our leaders now are or what they would call our so-called leaders,
Right.
because they're not really leaders, are entertainers, and they
Yeah.
leaving. Our people are leaving it
They
up to
sellouts.
entertainers and athletes. And
Well, they
it's
got
like-
shackles on them too.
Yeah,
They only can do so much.
yeah. And so the thing is, that's why we have this podcast. It's for awareness, and we talk about mental health awareness. This is our therapy a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? To keep each other grounded and to get the word out to the people. Like, this is what's going on. This is real problems that we're dealing with.
Dirty, what's on your mind over there? What you think
You
about?
want to
the
hit that
I
bottle
got-
again?
I
I'm
want
just
to.
I'm trying to understand. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand how in the fuck can y'all be giving him flowers and I can't just sit here and be quiet and you won't call me alcoholic? That ain't no lead. I want to follow. You just said I would hit the bottle again.
You do.
That
You
shit, I ain't
shaking.
said
You
shit.
keep
I'm
looking
sitting over
down,
here.
yeah.
I'm sitting over here touching my money in my pocket. Look, I got a question for you. Damn, this nigga, he ain't my leader. Listen, let me say something.
See, that's the problem
Right
right
there,
there.
ain't no problem. You don't
Hey,
sit up
he
and
the crab.
keep talking about
Yeah,
no
he
damn
crab
liquor.
in the buck.
And you want to keep on what? Call me the crab in the bottom of the motherfucker. My asses then. That's why I'm be back. Listen, what I want to know, is you ain't have to bring up that liquor shit again. You ain't have to, no, we ain't past shit because you keep doing it. I got a question for you. Didn't they change the rule where credit scores is no longer something that they can determine insurance on, or is that false?
Well, it's not exactly a credit score. It's called an insurance score. And it doesn't take into account per se your credit score, like say you got a 2. It takes into consideration how you pay your bills, your driving record, and any past claims that you may have had. Because you got some people that's habitual claim filers out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have paid what you pay, and I don't have any claims. That's
Right.
you know what I mean.
Do you offer credit repair?
No,
No.
that's not my lane.
Okay.
Before we jump to you, Miss
Okay.
Ivy, I want to tell the viewers who tapping in. As y'all see, we talking about multiple things. Please push that share button. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to us at What Up Doe W.U.D. If you on here on Facebook watching us, please share it so we can reach out to more people. If y'all want to tap in, call in, make it brief. If y'all have any questions, again, when y'all ask the questions on the comments on here, Rhea or Carmen is not on there today, so yeah, so they not being able to respond, or we might. Oh, what up, though, sis? Oh, she just tapped in. So if y'all do ask a question and we don't answer it, it's no disrespect. Sometimes it pass us and we don't get to see it. But you're more than welcome to call in and just ask your question real brief if you want to. So Miss Ivy, go ahead with your question you was about to ask.
No, it's not necessarily a question. I just kind of want to back up when you're talking about being a leader and just advocating for the community. There's lobby days, that the community can go up and they
Right.
can lobby and fight for the things that they want.
Right.
They just had a lobby day, I believe it was like one day last week, on gun violence.
How many black people was there?
It was a lot. It was a lie.
They was there for the fight against gun violence, or
to fight against, yes. Because again, like my church, he took folks from the community, from the church, up to Lansing to talk to legislators, to talk to the senators, the state reps.
And what is it? To change the laws to make them stricter for the people who doing the violence? Because my thing is, you go up there and you do that, and you change the laws.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing is the solution are the shooters. We need to reach them, and my thing is, you can go up there and change all the laws you want.
Yeah.
You still gonna have them kids that's out here shooting and doing violence.
Do you think the law should be an eye for an eye, meaning that if someone take a life, your life should be taken? Maybe that would change the
It wouldn't.
You don't think that would put fear in somebody's heart?
No, because evidently
if you're mentally ill,
to where
you just go
electric chair,
no,
even a hanging, like hanging.
These kids, the ones who are doing all the killing, who don't know any better, don't have no regards for their life or self. Yeah. So you telling them, you kill someone, I'm gonna take your life. They out here, they know that already. Because they taking a chance on when they go kill you or try to kill you, that their life could get taken.
So you don't think the electric chair will work?
No, but I do think they should make tougher punishments for the crimes. So if they do get caught,
how tough could it be? Life in jail? Like, I mean, what? How tough? How much more tough?
Well, no, a lot of them. This is the thing. The system is designed to keep the black man down. For one, what people don't understand. If you notice, the ones who do the most crimes, why they keep getting out? See. The system is set up because they want them back out here because they are the killers. They are the shooters because who are they robbing and killing? They own people.
Yep.
So they want them back on the streets. But if you ever notice, say a person like, and I'm going to just use that example, Gino. Gino never been in no trouble. They found out he's an educated black man. He know too much. He's a virus to them. They don't want him to spread the word to corrupt another black person to do right. So they'll take Gino life or give him life in prison for his first offense because he's no good to them. So they only want the ones who are bad seeds back out the street. And what they do, they get out and say, oh, yeah, I beat that murder case. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
They just know you a killer, and because they don't leave your circumference, the only way they go is in their own neighborhood. So let's put this nigga back out on the street so he can go rob and kill some more of his own people for us. And then after so long, then they lock his ass up for 20 years.
You see that power you got? You know what I'm saying? You see what you
see that did? Dirty?
You see I don't give a fuck. And I don't agree with none of the shit that y'all saying. Y'all keep talking about this goddamn liquor shit. Hey, listen, let me tell you something.
Right,
what are you talking about?
You just moved my bottle. Who the fuck is you?
I'm trying to help you.
You ain't helping me.
He was saving the shot. He was saving the shot. He was saving the shot for me. That's all.
He was trying to steal a shot.
I'm trying to help your simple ass.
Oh wow.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's get back to the.
Go ahead. You can answer.
Right. I do want to answer your question because you're asking about laws. So there have been laws passed. I mean, but you can't expect like 100 laws for everything to be perfect the first round, right? So it was universal background checks passed, meaning that they're going to go deeper into your past to determine if you can purchase a firearm, right? Storage, right? There's laws around safe storage. And I forget the other one. It's extreme risk.
And I think
extreme risk is the one that I supported the most. It's pretty much saying if you know someone has a gun and they're at risk of hurting someone or themselves, you can call the police and the police will go and remove the gun.
That's I'm so glad you said that, the storage part. Because so many kids get to these guns and you know, they kill themselves and all that kind of stuff. And also the mental health thing, like they should screen people before you know what I'm saying, before
nobody will have a gun.
That's something that I have been talking about forever. Because back in 2020, I ran for office.
Did you?
So, yeah, I ran for state rep.
You look like you're 12 years old. No, I'm sorry. No,
just a compliment.
You look young. No, you look really young.
Okay. I'm 40 plus.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
I'll be 44 this
Oh
year.
wow, God is good. Black don't crack.
Go, girl.
But yeah, so in 2020, like my platform, well, I had a few, but my main platform was mental health. And I was challenging everything around mental health, including gun violence and everything else. And just to kind of go back to like, why are Black people like not buying insurance? Like, people are not thinking about life after death.
Yeah.
You know, it's just almost just like I'm untouchable. And this is how, you know, the hood mentality is. I'm untouchable, right? Ain't nobody gonna kill my baby. I'm good. Um, you know, you don't think about the responsibilities of life after death. You don't think about leaving a legacy. You don't think about financial security, financial literacy. You don't think about all those things. So I think everything just kind of go hand in hand. This is why, you know, the hood is not thinking about insurance.
Well, let me say this on the insurance part, because I'm guilty of this, but I want to share my reason why. I never believed in it, for one. Like, I feel, and no offense to you and your company, insurance companies are one of the biggest multi-billion-dollar industries there is, right? It's sad to say we can pay insurance 20 years straight, never filed a claim. File one claim, it take 30 years to get your claim, your money, right? So even for life insurance, my thing. If you don't help me build my legacy now, I'm not leaving you shit anyway. And I'm not going to have no insurance to leave somebody to fuck up and mess up while I work hard and pay on this insurance every month. And plus, on top of that, I'm a donor. My body is going to this. I'm not having no funeral. So I'm donating my body to save a life, because if my organs are good, pass them over. So insurance, you say leave it for your family. These motherfucking kids don't act right now. They don't help you build no money. And you watch families and generations before us leave houses and money. What did they do? Messed it all up. I'd be damned if I leave that behind.
I mean, you know, every to each his own, and I understand where you coming from, but I got a different opinion on it.
Okay.
I truly believe that it's very important. We need to educate our people on insurance, because I think it's a great thing for our people. I think it's a great way to where we can build generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? We can become millionaires off of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we don't teach our kids. And I think that's the problem.
That is.
And I think that even with, like you said,
that's it right there.
When we pass away and we have houses and things like that, we have to educate our kids. You have to pay the taxes. You have to pay the mortgage. Even if the house free and clear, the house still can be taken from you. You still have to pay the taxes. Okay, if you can't, if that's something you can't maintain, just sell the property right away. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, open up a policy, a life insurance policy for your kid, $1 million policy. So if something happened to you, your kid is protected, and they can build that, you know, that wealth. I think it's just very important. Like, we need that. And that's where I think that's where we lose as a race of people, by not getting life insurance.
They not getting shit from me.
I personally believe, man, that other races and other cultures, they do that. They
raise different.
Yeah, they rate. Number one, they teach them financial wealth. They teach them financial literacy, and they leave them with whatever they can pass down, and that helps push along the next person.
I agree with you, Dirty. How you feel, Gino?
I was gonna piggyback off what Dirty just said, because they actually teach that as one of the curriculums in the suburban schools. You know, I coached for some years, right, in the suburban schools with my own kids, and I coached basketball. And just going around to the other schools, the curriculums that they had lined up for them was not the same that they have in the Detroit public schools.
We don't even have no schools.
Yeah. But then we can't blame that. We gotta blame ourselves for that.
Yeah,
because that's in-house. We gotta stop looking at it. Everything you said was amazing. I agree with what you're saying, but a lot of times we keep on comparing files and saying like the white people got this. Okay, why are we not doing what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? We have to correct this and stop pushing forth that blame.
And we can't.
One of the things we got to do is change the curriculum. I've went to my daughter's school. The parent teacher conferences and everything, big old meetings, and I'm telling them like they asking, what can we do to change this, change this? I said, change the curriculum of what we're teaching them.
Yeah.
You know, we teaching the same old things over and over.
I agree with you, Gino.
Because again, that's another system that's against
right.
us. For one, I'm an advocate on believing in teach thyself. You go to school, but you learn on your own. The same thing you want to teach, you think they're gonna teach at school and they don't.
True
teach
story.
them at home.
True story.
Black history.
It's everything you want to learn. You can teach your own kids at home.
But the problem with that, we are so underpaid as a race of people. A lot of times we don't even see our kids. I mean, you know what I'm saying? These parents are working, you know what I'm saying, 14, 15 hours a day. They don't have time to come home to sit down and try to educate their kids. They got to cook dinner. I mean, and then they tired, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we lack the resources and the funding.
But not even that. That's where, again, we back on what? Unity. Because back in the day, if I'm not home dirty, hey, I'm leaving for work for 8 hours, you home, can you
take a village?
It take a village.
True
we
story.
have to come together in every department in life in order for us to make it and survive. And everything we talked about, everything, it takes unity. And like you said, we are working ourselves to death and not spending time with our kids. But where is the help? Other cultures, we don't compare because one, they all was raised different. And this is why I say we don't understand each other. If we all teach each other about our cultures, we can respect each other more. We can't point the finger at them because it starts in-house.
There you go.
And another thing that you had said it briefly, in order. It has to be order. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to just say, even when it just starting off as a personal thing, in order to get your life together, if your life is in shambles, you got to say, wait a minute, look, sit back, start all over, start putting everything in order. Because you can't see what's going on around you if it's confusion around you and everything is out of order. You got to do what? You got to start organizing.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So I recently saw this post, I think it was today, where somebody said that the Black culture makes poverty look like it's cool. You got people, young men that's like raised in suburbs, that they want to act like hard and gangster like the guys from the projects. The guys in the projects acting like that because that's the life they know.
They don't have no choice.
Exactly. But my question here is this. I don't know what the age group is of people. I'm
young. I'm the youngest up here.
Okay, well, I'm transparent. I'm pushing 50.
Okay.
But my thing is this. I grew up in a culture where I remember the insurance man used to knock on the door. Okay.
Yes.
And Black people were persistent about paying that little life insurance every week when the insurance man came and knocked on the door.
I remember that.
Also, I'm from an era where they stayed together. I'm sure my grandparents and them didn't like each other all the time.
Cheated,
you know what I'm
got
saying?
multiple families.
No, they did. So what happened as to why we not, and that's myself included. I'm a single parent, you know, why are we not focused and sticking together? Because
can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what my take on it is. This what's going on. Back when my mother and father was coming up, okay, men worked and women usually stayed home. So the option for a woman to leave and say, you know what, I'm being treated unfairly and treated badly, I'm going to leave and go get a job somewhere, she couldn't do it. So that's why families had to stay together.
That's a good point.
Okay? So when you have severe consequences that you have to deal with when you break up the family, that's something that you'll sit back down and say, you know what, maybe we should talk this out before we dissolve this situation. What's happening now is the total opposite. Women are now educated, they're getting high-paying jobs, and somehow, some way, the value of that man who was the provider and the protector is no longer necessary. So once that's So once that's no longer necessary, what happens?
Real quick.
When that's no longer necessary, then to break up the family is the first thing to do. I don't get along with him or her no more, so therefore I'm gonna go and do my own thing. We are not sticking together. We are not a collective unit anymore. And until we solve that problem, how black men and women can start to love each other, respect each other, and grow together, we're going to continue to get work.
And also the expectations are different. You know what I'm saying? Like your mother, and I'm gonna be real quick. Your mother wasn't asking your father to go out and buy her a Birkin bag, a Louis bag. You know what I'm saying? Like for Christmas, the tree have to be filled up with $20,000 worth of gifts. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can't do that, you're not a good man. You're not a great man. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times, I hate to say it, even men and women, but women, they love for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's all in these days and time. It's what you can do for me.
That's right.
Not I truly love you. I want to be with you for who you are. It's all materialistic. If you don't have no money attached to you,
you don't get no respect.
You don't get no.
Well, why?
He's looking for the next man.
As a man, tell me why you think that. I'm sorry, Ivy. Why is that?
It's a sad thing. But go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, so I'm gonna break down the whole historical thing about this, right? Because if you look at during the 1960s, the government is the one that pushed the man out the house, because in order for a woman to receive any type of assistance, welfare, I mean, whatever the case was, you could not have a man present in the home. I mean, to the point where, you know, folks would just pull up to your crib at any hour of the night to see if there's a man there. And if you're caught having a family, having the father of your child in your home, and you're saying that I need assistance, you're getting cut off.
Again, that's a system that was designed against the black culture.
But have y'all seen, oh my God, The Vanishing Family?
What's that?
So it's a documentary. I forget its name. I'll post it on my social media. But it's called The Vanishing Family. And what it is it's pretty much, it's this white guy, believe it or not, how ironic, that he's going around, he's in the hood, and he's talking to these young women, and they're saying that, yeah, I'm a single mother. What do I need a man for?
Wow.
Right? I mean, my daddy wasn't here, so why do I need why do I need a father in here?
Yeah,
right?
Just going over.
Right. So everything is generational. It's like
systematic racism.
Generational curses. Yeah, it's systematic racism, right? So if you think about like back to our grandmother days, right? So grandma couldn't work. It wasn't legal for her to work. My grandmother was born in 1913. So she ain't about to do nothing. She ain't about to vote. She ain't about to have no bank account. She ain't about to do nothing, right? So she has to depend on my grandfather, right? So then you have the next generation come up with just my mother, my aunts, and my uncles, right? So they seen all of the BS inside the home. And okay, well, maybe I should do something. Maybe I should go to college. Maybe I should do some whatever, right? So then they raise their offspring, which is me, my cousins, to say, go to school, get an education, and be independent, right? And now you have the era of the bad bitches, right? So this is the generation that we in. Everybody want to be a bad bitch.
You know,
even the niggas.
The sad thing about us is we don't understand the simplest shit. We don't understand that it's 10 of us. If we all put up $10,000, that's $100,000 that we got to build something. We don't understand the fact that other races like Chaldeans, Indians, have 3-4 families in one home, and it could be $1 million home, to where, okay, we got 3 families in this $1 million house. We're gonna do this for 3 years. When the equity comes, we're gonna pull the equity, take that out, buy you a home, and then we're gonna do that and keep doing it to where that's how you build shit. But we don't understand. We don't know how to work together to build shit. We can't. If 3 families lived in one home, it's gonna be shooting, murders, killers, cheating, all kind of shit. For some reason, and we love to point the finger at the other race. That shit we have to stop doing. How do we fix what's going on inside of our own house? How can we live together, work together, build together? Because that's what we need to focus on.
But you just said it. The key thing is do it. It's just got to do it. Like you right. The problem is I'm more on the solution thing. We all sat here and know what it used to be and how it was and what it is.
What's the solution?
What are you gonna do about it? So all the ones who know that should be the one stepping up trying to do that.
So you think all of us can live in one house and Dirty's gonna drink up all the fucking liquor?
That's fine. And because I ain't gonna buy none. I don't
I'm
drink.
living by myself. I'm sorry.
But listen, this is the thing, and we got to move forward because we're gonna be over time. We're already over time, and I want to. Hold on.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. So,
Tells you.
And, I just want to add one more thing before I just wanted to say it was an error because you gave a brief history. It was an error in there. Everything that Ted said was right. You know, we have to clean up our own backyard first. Everything that Dice was saying is right. It's still systematic racism. So it's both, right, that we being attacked by. And it was an error that you missed in that history that helped separate and solidify the separation of families. Now it's the crack era. That just put the icing on the cake. So when it used to be a village, you know what I'm saying? When it used to be togetherness, when Fred Hampton was saying speeches on what we need to do with the Black Panthers to get together, you know, once crack came in, that just.
But again, that was a system that was designed against us because everything we did and what happened in our community, we did it to ourselves.
We did.
So we can't point the finger. I don't care if white people drop kilos in the middle of the street. It don't matter. When you pick it up, and I was guilty of it back then, selling drugs to my own people, I'm guilty of that. So my job is, now I know what the problem is to fix it.
And not repeat.
So I do it differently. I give back. I'm a help. Now, like you said, now that, because even with my kid's mother back then, I said, no, we not putting them white folks in our business. You better not put me on child support, call the police for nothing. We going to handle it ourselves. You're not getting no FIA, none of that shit. We got to struggle. We going to struggle together. We going to build together. But hold on, because I want to say this. I get emotional about this because now that the women are winning, the problem is it's time to come together because now both men and women are on top. It's time. Fuck the state. Fuck the government. We can do shit on our own if we choose to do it, like all other countries.
Add to that, we have to look at it like this. We have to look at it as if we're prize fighters. If we boxing, we in a boxing ring, we got a boxing team, right? We not just on the defense. We on the defense and we on offense.
Okay.
So it's both.
So check it out. Look, because we got to close this out on time today. Okay. And we might have to do this another time because these have been great topics, great guests. Dirty, you have something to say this week?
Yeah. Okay. So before we go, say your information real quick. Ivy, one more time, your platform, what your thing you got coming with, post a flyer.
All right, I'm Ivy Nicole. I am hosting a Mother's Day event on May the 10th. That is the day before Mother's Day. It is at Church of the Messiah. It starts at 12 o'clock. If you go to my Facebook page, you can actually register on it's not Eventbrite. I have a Google Doc.
We got the flyer up though.
Yeah. Yep. So this is the flyer where you can actually get all of the information. It is for mothers who have lost their children to gun violence. So please come out. And we're also asking the community to come out and support the mothers on this day.
Stephanie.
Again, I'm Stephanie Coney, owner and founder of London Consulting and Insurance. You can visit me at my website, which is www.londonconsultingfirm.com. You can reach me at 313-895-7070. And you can see me every Saturday on Beauty in the D, WJZZ Cool.
I know that's right.
One more time for that number, slower.
313-895-7070. And you can also go to the website, www.londonconsultingfirm.com.
And real quick, while we advertising, you guys, please follow my home improvement page and hire me. but yeah, my birthday is on Mother's Day. You know, that's crazy. And you know, if you can, just go on my page and wish me a happy birthday. I truly appreciate it.
Yep. And with that being said, ladies, we want to thank y'all for coming in. I wish we had more time because I felt like this needed to be a 2-hour session, honestly. We'll have y'all back. We'll have y'all back. And for our viewers, we know we always love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. And the key thing to everything, the system is designed against us as a Black culture. In order to make a change, do something about it. Look at the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, start with yourself. Shut up pointing the finger and complaining. Just show what you're going to do. Solution. And shout out to Angie Star 105.9. She got a new thing called Solutions, Not Slogans. So we gonna end it out like we normally do. We just need y'all 5 minutes.
One more thing. Wednesday we're gonna be on a different show.
Oh yeah, with Smooth. Yeah, we gonna post that so they can follow us on there. So we gonna end the day out like we normally do with Dirty Editorial for this last 5 minutes.
All right. Y'all know how I do it. I started off. I thank my brothers here. Give them homage for allowing me to have this platform. And every week I'm gonna try to change it up and do something different. Sometimes I write it down and sometimes I just freely speak. Today I'm gonna freely speak. And it's gonna come off the cuff. What in the fuck is wrong with Shannon Sharp? Look, let me say something. I have to touch on that. I don't understand. You's a goofy ass nigga. Something is wrong. This serious. Something is wrong with black men when they get a certain level of money and wealth and fame and everything. They feel they got to reach back and do some dumb retarded shit that is going to totally decimate their whole future and their whole thing over some sex. I'm trying to understand how important is that 2-second orgasm that you gonna have from that little freaking thing and it's gonna cost you $100 million. What in the fuck is wrong with Shannon Sharp? And it ain't just him. It's other cats that's in that same position. What go on in your brain that say, you know what? I got all the money, the power, and all the good shit in the world, the big house in the car. I'm going to give it all away for a 2-second thrill. And you're going to tape the bitch taping you, talking about choking her and all this little freak shit. You came back to the scene. You ain't got to go outside. You could have got some freaky shit right in the back of the, and got you somebody willing to do the shit. You ain't none of that shit. What is wrong with the brothers? We always feel validated, got to go out here and compromise ourselves. Then your dumb ass sit up here and say, I'm gonna offer this bitch $10 million. This whole family network is $200. And you go sit up here and take it back. You ain't Jay-Z, nigga. Don't sit up here and make it seem like, well, I ain't the same lawyer that was going after Jay is going after me. Well, yeah, because you fucked up. And you let this, what is wrong? We need to do better, black men. We need to do better. Your silly ass gonna say, well, I want to date my wage, not my age. Well, your stupid ass about to sit up here and be broke. You done got fired now from TNT or wherever, ESPN, wherever you go. You a target, nigga, and you done fucked up, and I don't feel sorry for you, and that's my editorial.
Go.
All right, then. Y'all heard that. We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. Till next time.
Hey, we got a sin in the deep. It's called What Up Doe. What Up Doe?